Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 11th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. We've got more showers expected throughout the day and into the evening as well. With wind and rain, it's going to be chilly, highs in the upper 40s. Coming up, a look into an influential family's intentions for Sundance Square in Fort Worth. We'll hear more right after today's news. The Trump administration's decision to halt funding for electric vehicle charging stations will impact projects across Texas. About 60 EV charging projects in Texas will be delayed, but roughly 30 are already slated to be built and will not be affected by the pause. That's according to the North Central Texas Council of Governments. While there may be some delays, the pause won't impact the long-term expansion of clean energy infrastructure. Health officials say a measles outbreak in West Texas has grown to 15 cases. The Texas Department of State Health Services reported 10 of the cases were in unvaccinated children, and 7 of those kids were hospitalized. For most people, measles presents like a bad cold. But for young children and those with compromised immune systems, experts say it can be very dangerous. Officials say the plan to post updates on the number of measles cases in West Texas will be on Tuesdays and Fridays as they monitor the outbreak. Ed and Sasha Bass are part of an influential and wealthy Fort Worth family responsible for some of the largest developments across the city. Among them, Bass Performance Hall, where you can see live tours of Broadway shows, and Dickies Arena, which hosts major sports and concerts. But Sundance Square is at the center of their portfolio. And new reporting from the Dallas Business Journal raises questions about what the family's intentions are for the area. Seth Boudin reported that story and sat down with KERA's Bekah Morr to explain.
Your story asked this central question: why is it so hard to find out what's going on in Sundance Square? It seems like the answer to that is a lack of transparency from the owners and operators, right?
Well, yes. The central question is, what is happening in Sundance Square? And so I turned to experts. I contacted real estate research firms. I talked to brokers who are often involved in some of these leasing activities. And really, what they've all told me is that they don't have that much insight into the operations or leasing strategy or even what's available on the market in Sundance Square.
And those experts you talked to, what have they said about this lack of transparency?
So one broker told me that traditionally in commercial real estate, if you have vacant space and you want someone to occupy it, you would want it listed everywhere that you could possibly imagine. But Sundance Square management doesn't do this. And the broker said that that's kind of unique that they have all this space, some of which is vacant, and there's not really any information about who is occupying the space, what is vacant. It's just a big question mark.
That being said, what has your reporting found as far as what the Bass's intentions are in the area? Do we have any kind of inkling what their plans for the future are?
There's hints and clues, but just speculation at this point. After 2020, the Sundance website did this application for what they called the next big idea. They were looking for tenants in their retail spaces. They wanted to put in new life into some of the spaces that had been empty after the pandemic. And what we found and some other reporting has found is that, well, some of those spaces are there, but they have different owners. Some don't exist anymore. So really the only way to find out what's happening is to walk the blocks of Sundance Square and kind of parse out what's happening there.
Yeah, and you spent a lot of time in Sundance as part of your reporting. Just from your own experience, what's your sense of the area right now?
The square itself is pretty active on the weekends. The retail side is kind of a question mark. I mean, some spaces are full but aren't open. Some are getting ready to open. That's a lot of what I saw. I mean, it does seem like there is something happening, but very quietly.
And I'm curious, why now? Why talk about this now?
Well, downtowns have struggled since 2020 to recover. And so this is kind of a critical part of understanding how well Fort Worth's downtown is doing. And businesses have expressed concerns about the vitality of Sundance Square. That spurred me to ask, well, what do these experts, people who are familiar in commercial real estate, actually know about Sundance Square, and what are they not saying?
That was KERA's Bekah Morr speaking with the Dallas Business Journal's Seth Boudin. The Mavs fell to the Sacramento Kings last night in a dramatic overtime loss, 129-128. This was at the same time as Luka Doncic made his debut with the Lakers, where he put up a modest 14 points in 24 minutes played. The Mavs next take on the New Look Warriors tomorrow night. Head to the South Dallas Cultural Center to see Kindred, a Black History Month exhibition by DeMarcus McGahee. In his mixed media pieces, McGahee reflects on spirituality, identity, and more. On view now through the 22nd. For more information and other fun things to do, visit kera.org/calendar. Thank you for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. The show's produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get those good morning vibes you need from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Have a great day, stay dry, and we'll see you tomorrow.